Good morning and welcome to the Built Environment module that you'll be studying this term in combination with making a garage out of balsa wood in the workshop. Today I'm going to introduce you to the drawing tools that you will use when doing any of the technical drawings that you'll complete in this module of work. Firstly, we have the most important tool that you will use, which is the pencil. A nice sharp, good quality pencil, preferably an F. If you can get one of these Staedtler F pencils, that would be great. If not, your standard Pacer style clutch pencil will work just as fine. The other tools that you will need and you can purchase yourself is an eraser, a good quality eraser, like a Staedtler or any of these from Officeworks will be fine. A good quality eraser and a pencil are the only tools that you'll need to purchase and have available for doing this module of work this year. The rest of the tools that you'll use will be provided by the school and will be available in your classroom time, either in C21 or in the hall. The first part of the drawing tools and one of the major parts that you will use is called a drawing board, and that's this board that is on the bench, as you can see. It has the paper and other bits and pieces on top. The drawing board is essential to creating good quality work, and if you set your work up properly, you'll be able to draw accurately and in correct format. Other tools that we'll use is a T-square, aptly named because it looks like a T. The white edge, or the top edge of the T-square, and this edge on the left here is 90 degrees to each other. And to use this T-square correctly, you place the short edge of the T-square along the short edge of the drawing board, and the long edge of the T-square goes along the long edge, and you can move the T-square up and down. Now this is the correct format to use it in. You do not use it like this or inverse like that, and you definitely don't use it like this and draw along this edge, because that edge is tapered and not 90 degrees. The other parts that you're going to use and the other tools that you're going to use to draw with are your set squares. And yes, I know they're triangles, but they're called set squares. Now these set squares have set angles on them, and the main angles are the angle that runs along the bottom of the set square and up on the edge of the set square, which is 90 degrees. So the 90 degrees is found in between each of those axes. The other angles that you can see on this set square are the one that runs along this edge and up the set square, and that angle is 45 degrees, and the same angle can be found on the opposite corner, which runs up and down the set square, and that is also 45 degrees. The other set square that we have available to us to use is the 30-60 set square, and this actually has three separate angles. We have the 90 degree angle that runs along this edge. We also have the 30 degree angle that runs along this edge, and the 60 degree angle that runs along that edge. The other part of the tools that we find are these, which are board clips or paper clips, and they are what holds our paper onto our drawing board. Now you'll see there that there are two types of paper. One is a pre-lined and ruled piece of paper which has a name and drawing title block. These are the parts that you will fill in during this semester of drawing, and we also have a blank piece of paper which is what you'll use to draw your garage side walls, rear wall and entrance on your garage project. Now, correct setup involves having the piece of paper on our drawing board, and I like to line my drawing paper up with the bottom of my page, and I then use my board clips, and the grooved bit that you can see there will actually go underneath the board, so the flat bit goes on top of the board, because if we put the grooved bit on top, whenever we try to use our set squares and our T-square, the grooved bit will get in the way. So our board clips go on the bottom edge of our drawing paper, and they are flush up against the sides and out of the field of drawing. Now, the first set of drawings that you're going to do is just some simple line work, and then you'll write your name and other information that you are directed to by your teacher. The first line that you will do is at the top of the page, and you need to, this is where your set squares come into play, so that you can use the edge of the set square for the measurement guide. As you'll notice on these set squares, they actually have numbers pre-drawn on them, and those numbers are in millimetres. So we have our short edge of our drawing of our T-square hard up against the short edge of our drawing board, as you can see. We then have the T-square runs along our piece of paper in the landscape mode. You then move your set square down to your T-square and run it along that edge, and that then means that the line that we are going to draw will be parallel and it will be square to our edge. Now, the first mark you're going to make is 30 millimetres down, so you can see the 30 millimetre sign number here, down from that top line, and you're going to do a line which, again, you're going to come in 30 from the corner, and you're going to put a little dot, and we're already set down 30 millimetres. So at this stage what you're going to do is come in 30 millimetres from this edge, and you're going to do another dot. You are then going to join those dots with your pencil. So you are going to draw a straight line along that edge from one side to the other and stop. You're then going to move your T-square down your drawing board, and you're going to do another dot which is now 5 millimetres away from that first marking, and 5 millimetres away from that second marking. And same as before, slide your T-square into place, making sure that you are 90 degrees to the left-hand edge, and join those two dots using your pencil and a nice firm grip. You want to be able to see that line nice and clearly, but you don't want to put too much pressure which breaks the end of the pencil or which leaves lots of graphite from the pencil on the actual page. You want to be able to see it, but don't push too hard. I now want you to continue those lines down the page, and again leaving a 30mm gap at one end and a 30mm gap at the other end, and you're just going to do that same process again. Okay, I want you to complete that process 3 times. Moving down another 5mm and doing your dot and your dot at the other end in line, and completing those two copied sets of lines. Now that you have that line work done, you need to complete the first exercise, which will be to write your name and your class along the top line using correct spacing and the correct text style that you've been shown in class. I'll demonstrate that now. We draw or write our name from the top of the line down to the bottom of the line in capital letters. We do not use lowercase. In technical drawing, we always use capital letters, leaving the correct spacing and touching the top of the line down to the bottom of the line, with each of the letters that we write. So as I said, I want you to do your complete name and your class name, which will be 7 Tech. No loops, no curls, only in our letters like the C, so 7 Tech, TEC, and then the class which you are currently in. Okay, I want you to do that same process another time along the top. On the next line, I want you to write the built environment, and on the last line, I want you to write your teacher's name and today's date. Well, that has been the setup. That has been the setup for our drawing board. You have been told the drawing tools, and we will recap them just now. So we have our pencil, we have our eraser, we have our 45 degree, 40 and 90 degree set square. We have our our 60 degree, 30 degree and 40 and 90 degree set square, otherwise known as a 30-60 set square. We also have the final piece in the armour, which is our T-square and our drawing board. Thank you for watching this video. You will now, under direction of your teacher, go and collect these following resources.